Hello, everyone, and thank you for watching the Digital Marketing Show. My name is Luis Xavier, and my team and I help business owners and course creators to increase their sales by getting them qualified leads on autopilot. Contact me for a free strategy. The Digital Marketing Show is a project that has a simple idea but a powerful one. Add value to your business by sharing how our successful guests are achieving their goals, growing their business, and living a different lifestyle. So today I'm going to be interviewing Bryan Mills. Bryan runs a digital marketing agency called Digital Closers, and he also supports online business owners as a coach. How are you doing today, Bryan?
Hey Lewis, I'm absolutely great. Thank you very much, and thank you very much for having me on the show today.
Absolute pleasure, mate. Absolute pleasure. We had some issues, so yeah, it's all fixed now. So thank you so much for your time, mate. I really appreciate it. So let's get straight to it. So how are you doing today, mate? All good? Where are you speaking from today?
Speaking from the UK, it's
Beautiful.
dark, it's cold, it's windy, and it's raining. As per.
Uh, oh, mate. Yeah, I always wanted to go to UK, but yeah, I always been told like the beer is great, the parties are great, but it's always like, crappy weather.
Cold. Yeah, it is, mate. It's awful. Ironically, I've just had my business partner over. He's originally from New Zealand, so
Oh,
you're
yeah.
part of the world, and he three coats, two scarves, and about three different hats.
Oh,
Poor guy
mate.
was freezing.
I'm Brazilian. I will be struggling there for sure.
Oh, mate, no. Only ever come over in about May. It's possibly the only time it's warm.
Unbelievable. All right, so let's talk about you, mate. Like, so how did you start? Like, how did you get into business?
So I've been around business for the last 7 years, but I've always been one of those do you know when you know you're going to be a businessman, you know you're going to be an entrepreneur. And I remember at like 13 years old, I was coaching other kids. I was charging for my services at 13 years old. I was coaching soccer at the time. And like I was always looking at different ways of making money. So the entrepreneurial skills were always in there. I was looking at setting up like soccer leagues, soccer clubs, soccer coaching. It was just anything where I could do. Like obviously, I had a massive passion for soccer and still do. Anything where I could make a little bit of money by doing, but by adding value to the community. So that started at 13. I'm now 28. I've gone through obviously set up my own businesses in the past. I've got my own businesses now. My father owns a business as well, so I've been helping him with his business for the last 7 years on the back of everything else that I do. So it's just been there, mate, for over a decade, and it's just grown and grown and grown.
That's unbelievable. That's amazing. So you started with coaching at a pretty early stage in your life, and then how did you get into the digital marketing side of things?
So what it was actually when took the transition from like soccer coaching, so sports coaching, into like a bit of business advice and business advice, I ended up setting up an events company. So I ran networking events to the rail industry or the railroad industry in the UK. And what I found is obviously I ran the event, put 210 people in a room, black tie events, so all nice and smart. Put 210 people in a room and ran this fantastic event. And I'm not gonna lie, it was the most stressful time of my life. It was a nightmare, 2 a.m. night every single night, just getting this event to go. But what I found was the one thing I enjoyed about the whole process was the design, the branding, and the marketing. And because I've done that in the past with other companies, and I've done it again with my own company, and it was successful, that was the bit I decided to go down and take that route. So although I made 34,000 on that one event, I knew it wasn't going to be good for my overall lifestyle. So instead of picking an income and then making your lifestyle fit, I decided to go and pick an income that moved around my lifestyle. So we then focused on digital marketing and really, really pushed the digital marketing side.
Amazing. Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, it must have been like very stressful. I can understand. I worked with events as well in the past, and I know what you mean. Like, but it's interesting, isn't it? It's quite an interesting vibe as well. And you meet a lot of people. You make some great connections as well. So with your digital marketing agency today, you've got a whole team behind you. What sort of clients do you work with, and what sort of services do you provide?
Um, so clients we work with, we always teach you, don't you? Every course that you get taught is niche down, niche down, niche down, become a specific. But at the moment, it's a case of I've got property developers. I'm with property developer marketing. They ironically their events. We work with rail companies. We work with business coaches because digital closes is it literally can take you from a cold lead right way through to a sale. So we obviously look at branding, lead generation, attraction marketing, obviously social media marketing. Obviously, once we've got those leads, the funnel's built and we're pulling leads in. We also look after the sales aspect, obviously closes. So obviously breaking down the name, it was digital marketing and like high ticket closes. So obviously putting the two together was where digital closes came about. So we take them from literally step one right the way through to paying customers. And we seem to have, at the moment, I don't know if it's just a natural progression because of a previous background of mine, but we seem to be attracting quite a lot of construction and like that type of industry for marketing purposes. But as I said, we've got business coaches and obviously various clients. But the main sort of with accidentally focus has ended up in construction.
Yeah, that's very interesting, isn't it? Because like we always talk about like niche, and you pick a niche and you try to work with niche as much as you can, and then some other people see what you're doing and they're very interested and they're like, "Oh man, this is amazing! Can you help me?" And you go, "Well, yes, I can help you," and then you go and help, and you sometimes end up like going to a different niche, than what you chose, but usually it's profitable and it's good as well. So it's sort of an option that you guess that you have, I guess, and then you can choose. So, can you tell us a little bit of like one particular client that you worked with and the journey from where you started like working with them and to the end or to the present day if they still a client, just so we can have an idea of how it works and how it would look like.
Okay, so you want me to take you sort of like obviously from the how we get the clients and then obviously how we obviously develop the relationship and or develop the results. Is that
Yeah,
something like?
just so we can have an idea of how you guys work, if you don't mind sharing,
Oh,
of course.
yeah, no, not a problem. So there's various ways, and obviously 9 times out of 10 you have to invest in a course, don't you? And they teach you how to generate those type of leads or how to be like that sort of attraction. And do you know what, mate? So obviously it's not surprising, but Facebook is our main lead generator at the moment. I think we can safely say 90% of our leads and 90% of our clients come through Facebook. And although obviously LinkedIn is the B2B platform, it's surprising obviously within this industry how much more clients you actually find within Facebook. So there's various ways we have been attracting clients obviously through Facebook, whether it's ads or organic methods, obviously attraction marketing and taking people in that way. But it's surprising how much business you can find just in groups. Now I know me and you, we met over a group and being tagged in various posts, obviously cross contamination. We're now having a live chat together. So Facebook groups is definitely a place if you look in the right groups, like ClickFunnels, consulting, community, places like that. There's plenty of work out for digital marketers, for graphic designers, email marketers, loads of people just asking for help. And 9 times out of 10, if you become a authority within those groups, like Lewis, you get tagged all the time. I see your name
Okay.
all the time. Email marketing, but the guys absolutely love you. It's blown up for you. I know I tagged you the other day because it was like someone was asking for the
I
same.
appreciate
So
that. Yeah, amazing.
within those groups and becoming an authoritative figure within those groups makes a massive difference for your business. Um, So obviously we initially went into those groups as a closing agency and obviously providing closers. And so what we were doing is we took one client who was a fitness client.
Yeah.
As I said, obviously with construction we ended up with a fitness client. Now I'd say obviously we talked about it just then, didn't we, about niching down. Marketing's marketing at the end of the day. Obviously, although there's niche specific things like lingo, copy, stuff like that that you need to know obviously when you do niche down. But if you take a step back and look at the higher level, marketing's marketing, and the same stuff 9 times out of 10 works for 90% of industries. So don't be scared of, if you say you are a niche in this industry, don't be scared. You cannot help other industries because you have that knowledge. So circling back to this fitness client, is we originally took him on just for closing, and obviously we supplied the closer, got a closer in there, and
Yep.
as what we found was 9 times out of 10 people who were looking for closers. Now there was another guy who put a post about it the other day, a fellow called Dave Green, and he mentioned about obviously like people hiring closers to basically rescue their business, and that's not what closers are supposed to be positioned for.
Mm-hmm.
Like a lot of companies are expecting the closer to solve their whole marketing problem, and closers are salespeople,
Yeah,
not
100%.
market. And a lot of people from who aren't in our industry don't understand the difference. So obviously, what we done was we placed the closer. We found that was marketing wasn't working, so straight
Amazing.
away we had to sort out his marketing. So luckily for us, because we were a closing agency, we also had the digital marketing arm to go in, and obviously then it sounds harsh because it was like upsell, upsell, upsell. But we ended up obviously taking after his leads, building his funnels, looking after his social media marketing, and really obviously taking a grasp of everything to try and generate more leads for the closer. And that's a long-winded way of how we ended up building one client up.
Mate, this is amazing. I love that because essentially you've got the whole cycle happening there, right? So you do, because as you mentioned before, like the whole closing, like the closer itself, it's meant to be someone that will call, like the customers and have a chat to them and close the deal, right? But people get confused and they're like, oh, I just need a closer. But well, your marketing is not quite out there. So it's complicated. I had a client the other day and they're like, oh, we would like to do some advertising. I'm like, all right, cool. So do you have funnels? Do you have a bot? What do you have? Where are we going to send the traffic to? And they're like, no, we don't have any of that. I'm like, okay, so you need the base first. We need to build everything from scratch, and then we go from there. And then that's why I understand what you're talking about. The upsells and all that stuff, because people sometimes they want help, but they think that they need a closer, for example, and there's a whole other aspect they're not aware of. So it's very interesting. So in terms of like tools that you use in the day to day, would you be able to share a little bit of them? You talked about Facebook for advertising. Facebook is amazing because you can target really well the audience. And yeah, thanks for mentioning. You see me everywhere. Like I do a lot of organic, outreach, and so yeah, I believe that you do a little bit of both, isn't it? So what tools do you use, and what sort of outreach do you do?
So tools wise, obviously there's ranges of it. The minute you go into sales funnels, you need Zapier to. Zapier is your best friend
Yeah.
when it comes to sales funnels, and obviously getting all that information into the relevant places to then obviously do your retargeting ads. Obviously, even driving people organically into
Mhm.
a funnel, and then obviously when obviously you put your Facebook pixel in there, and then obviously using an organic method, you can actually use retargeting on the back of that because of how you've drove that traffic in. But as I said, I heard the phrase today, Zapier or Zapier, depending on how you pronounce it,
Yeah.
is the glue for all online marketing because it
100%.
just it automates so much of the data transfer. Um, it makes such a massive, massive difference. Now that is one that you can. That's a dead easy. Any marketer can say you need Zapier, you need ClickFunnels, and you need a CRM. Now I play with CRMs all the time. because it's a case of like they've all got a little bit of something, but not the complete package. So I'm forever moving CRMs because although they are good, I just want to know what's better. It's like a good beer, isn't it? So
I love it.
you you know you've got a decent beer in
Yeah.
say Peru, but that's not going to stop you trying other beers. And it's the same with your CRM software. Obviously, there's some good bits about it. We'll go and try others. I'm testing out one. Is it Sharecly at the moment, which actually seems okay. That's a new one. I've tried HubSpot, I've tried Zoho. HubSpot seems very very clunky. Um, Zoho was too many buttons. I ain't got time for that. So I'm just trying out this Sharecly, which seems all right. And there's a lot that you don't get taught from when you purchase like little courses or for development. There's a lot you don't get caught. Chrome extensions, some of the Chrome extensions are becoming absolutely massive and crucial for the business. Now, I've got a Chrome extension there, Linked Helper. You can go and automate your whole LinkedIn connection process with your connection messages. Unbelievable. We can set like 30 to 50 connection requests a day on LinkedIn, automated, sit back, leave it to run, and just have a VA check in every now and again when a decent message comes back that we can actually reply to. But you can set that up for a series of messages like an automated responder. And then obviously chatbots. Everybody is loving chatbots at the moment. And do you know what? It works. So I know there's ManyChat, obviously people love ManyChat, which is when you're asking about softwares, that's an easy one to shout out about. There's another one called ChatFuel, which looks pretty cool in terms of obviously, do you know when you can map out your automated emails like in a sequence? You can do the same with ChatFuel, and it looks incredible and so easy to take a look at. There's another one that's really really good, and another one, Friend Connector. Friend Connector can basically, once you know how to use it correctly, it can automate your friend requests, so that can run in the background as well.
Mate, this is amazing. I love it. Yeah, the tools nowadays, they help so much. Automation is huge. Yeah, I use LinkedIn Helper, and it's so good. You can get leads on autopilot, isn't it? Messenger as well, the chat bot. It's amazing. We've been doing a lot of good stuff with chat bots, with chat bots and active campaigns. So we do a lot of qualified leads. Like we qualify the leads through questions and we segment them, all sorts of stuff. It's absolutely amazing. With the CRMs, which CRM do you prefer? Like which one's your favorite now? Because quite a lot of times there are CRMs, they're really good. Like I think Zoho is a good one, but you can really customize it, and it can become a bit messy, depending who set it up and who's going to use it. So it's one of those things. It can be really good or really bad, So which one out of the box would you recommend for someone that is starting now?
At the moment, what we're finding is, as I said, we tried HubSpot, we tried Zoho. I'm now trying Sharecly for my personal business, and
Yep.
then we started with Insightly for my digital marketing agency. Now, Insightly has a really, really nice dashboard.
How do you spell it?
Insightly is INSIGHTLY.
Cool, Insightly. Yep. Awesome. I'll check it out.
It's got an incredible dashboard. So once you start using it, you can see like your sales pipeline and like who's getting the most sales. There's loads. If I could share my screen, which obviously I can't at the moment,
That's all right.
it's incredible. The dashboard is really really nice. It just gives you a nice high level overview where you can check quite a lot. You can customize your dashboard, so all that type of stuff. And then obviously it's not that difficult to put things from like leads into opportunities, into deals. It's really smooth in that respect.
Yeah.
So at the moment, Insightly is my winner for now.
Amazing. Yeah, I'll check it out. That's awesome. And have you tried active campaign for CRM? I'm just wondering because they've got like a CRM and it's all, it works really well with the entire system, and there's quite a lot of stuff they can do as well with like tagging and. Mate, it's yeah, I could be talking about that for hours, but just wondering if you ever tried it.
I remember registering for an account once, and I didn't last very long. I don't know if that was because of like shiny object syndrome, analysis paralysis, or what. But obviously, it didn't last. It didn't capture my attention, so I didn't
Yeah, yeah.
really dig into it.
It works really well if you've got like e-com or depending off your sales pipeline and all that stuff. Like there's quite a lot of stuff that can be done. But yeah, interesting. I was just wondering. That's amazing. So with you said that most of your leads you get from either Facebook and LinkedIn. Do you do much Google nowadays? And why, if you do or don't?
No, we don't do massive amounts of Google because, to be fair, obviously, because it's such a targeted thing, isn't it? Search engine. Basically, if you go actively looking for a digital marketing agency, the cost on your like pay per click is going to be massive because everybody's going to saturate that market. And to get to the top of SEO for digital marketing agencies, we'd have to go like very, very niche into, say, like my location, like Liverpool or Chester, to get to near the top. So it's a highly, highly competitive market. And granted, obviously, when people are searching for digital marketing agencies, obviously, it's a highly targeted and a hot lead. But as you say, the competition to get to like the pay per click, you're paying high amounts for a pay per click, and then obviously to get to SEO, you've got a battle and a half. So in terms of easy wins, obviously people are doing the same searches in Facebook. Yeah, you're not competing to get to the top because you're in the same groups as them. So you're not competing to get to the top. It's just all about how your personality comes across at that point.
Mm-hmm.
So you're not trying to win or learn all the whales of SEO. You're not paying through the nose for pay per click. You're just going and having a genuine conversation with someone who's actively searched for a digital marketer, a closer, an agency, a lead generation specialist. And you get that straight personal face to face relationship building like that. And you'll find, although there's less hot leads coming through, your conversions will be higher because you're selling person to person and not B2C or the other way around, C2B, really.
Yeah, I agree. That's amazing. So in terms of Facebook, I find that you need to do a lot of retargeting to make it really work. Like, what's the strategy that you've been using with advertising on Facebook?
It's actually, yeah, you've got the retargeting side of things that massively helps. Although it's more time consuming, we're finding our highest success rates in terms of conversions. It sounds daft, but it's just the old fashioned way. I think what you're going to find in the next 5 years is a lot of people are going to become very, very used to the whole automation, the whole chatbot scenario, and people will switch off to it. Just like although sponsored ads still work very, very well, you probably scroll through 50 before you'll stop at one because you're that used to it now. It's like you're getting marketed and you're getting advertised to, and you're getting pitched effectively all the time throughout your whole day. No matter where you walk, you will see an ad, you will see something sponsored, you will see something paid who are trying to attract your attention. So people are selling to you all the time. So your brain is naturally switching off. So by doing that, obviously all the paid attempts, although they will work when you get an incredible scroll stopper and a fantastic headline, that will obviously bring stuff in and bring leads in. And a lot of people do really, really well at it. But for smaller agencies or for like people who are just starting out, it's going to take longer. But go and build those personal relationships because if you look at your top 10 purchases, like as a natural human being, like your top 10 on a monthly, bi-monthly basis, they're always with the same people. They're always with like your Amazon. They're always with like your favorite like supermarket. They're always the same because you know, like, and trust them, and they get you the long term relationships. Whereas the ads will get you the quick wins, and it's up to you to build a relationship on the back of that. If you go organic and going and building those long term relationships, you'll find will build you the long term income.
Yeah, I agree. Relationships are so important. The more you get to know people and the more you can get to nurture those relationships, the more they're going to refer you, the more, you guys get to work together and things like that. So it's amazing, isn't it? So like you just mentioned something, for us to pay attention in the next 5 years in terms of like trends. Do you have anything else to share with us?
In terms of what, sorry?
Trends, like what do you think would be the next trends, or like something that is happening now?
Ooh, next sort of trends. It's always a difficult one to guess, isn't it? Obviously, things are
Yeah,
forever changing, even to the point it's like the way Instagram videos are done are now changed, aren't they? Do you remember, like, we used to put an Instagram video up and we just do that. Then we started putting headlines and little sub headlines at the top and bottom with subtitles. They're now starting to disappear, and now you see the likes of the way Jason Capital or Gary Vee or um, Dean Krowski, they
yeah,
have
yeah.
that little, the show the end, the middle of the clip at the start. Then they put a little sound, a little trademark sound in, and then obviously you play the full clip. Right, things are forever changing. Someone's always going to be a new trendsetter for something. Um, I know, as much as I don't like it, I know TikTok is blowing up like absolutely ridiculously, but I don't know how long it's going to last. It's creating a lot of like fame, but I know from a digital marketing point of view and a business point of view, we're not really tapping into that market just yet because obviously the demographic is a lot younger at the time. But the demographic of Facebook when it first started was maybe just slightly older than what TikTok was now. Now TikTok can go length and obviously carry on, obviously sustaining themselves, then that demographic will eventually be then the same sort of pathway as Facebook. So you may end up finding people moving towards that because it's a quick way to get a lot of impressions and a lot of get your name out there very, very quickly. So that could be something that comes up. Sounds horrible. I hope it doesn't, but it could.
Yeah, you never know. Hey, it's very interesting. Yeah, cool. We're going to be wrapping up very shortly. So I would like to know what sort of advice would you provide to people that, want to start their own agency, or, just want to go online and do coaching, or anything similar to what you're doing right now?
Okay, so advice. The biggest thing I've found, and I still do it today, is invest in myself. Go and get mentors. Go buy courses because there was no matter I've paid for 2.5 grand courses. I've paid for $7 courses, and there's golden nuggets in absolutely everyone. That wasn't in it. I've learned more in some $7 courses than I've learned in 2.5 grand courses. So don't be scared. As horrible as it sounds, to put money into investing in yourself because you will learn so much. I know it's hard because obviously you're starting out, money's tight, but obviously they talk about leveraging other people's money, so like credit cards, loans, and stuff like that. That can, although it's a scary thing, if it's a good debt, obviously gives you the education to be able to go and develop more. Then it is something I would recommend. I'm not saying go into getting debt, lose your house or anything, but look at spending money on yourself in order to develop, because that'll be some of the best thing you ever spend your money on is literally just learning how to do those things, and then go and get your testimonials. So then go and offer yourself services for free to get some testimonials in it. And do you know what? Sometimes it's harder to sell a free service than it is to sell a 2.5 grand service because people, well, why is it free? So if you knowing how to pitch the value, stuff like that. It says, please please wait for host. Host, come back later. I don't know. Am I still live? If I'm still live, I'm looking like a bit of a clown because I don't know whether I'm still live. Awkward. So if you are still watching, go and obviously invest in yourself, and developing that knowledge and that skill is a huge, huge plus, and it'll take you 10 steps further than what it would be doing it on your own. And as for that, yeah, okay, cool. So as for that, obviously we will wrap this up because Lewis is not here. But if you feel like you need to reach out to me, ask any questions, feel free. I don't mind. Obviously, I've been tagged in this post. Reach out to me. I'll generally have a chat with you. I'm quite happy to jump on a phone, and we can discuss anything that you need to know to help push your business forward. And after that, thank you very much for listening. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you guys soon. Bye.